Hi guys, just a super quick video on these two Aqualand watches. This is the second gen Aqualand. This is the first gen Aqualand. With the diving gauge here, both sides. And this is a version of the golden Aqualand first gen. The module here is the C022. As per my previous videos, this watch measures depth in meters, okay? Because C022, well, 22 is an even number, so this one measures depth in meters, okay? I think no one has mentioned, so it's basically a super small detail. The first gen Aqualand is a 120 click watch. See, little by little there. It rotates. So it's a 120 click bezel. Whereas the second gen, the newer Aqualand, is only a 60 click bezel watch there. See? So I don't know whether that's like an important issue or a substantial, it's only 60 clicks there. I don't know, about whether this is substantial or not for diving purposes. I think it's not, but it's it's a big difference between the two generations, because you're not gonna find any 120 click bezel action here in the newer generation. Now, as I mentioned before as well, this is the first gen of the second gen. Okay, so two models were made for the second generation, and this model is the one with a gray back case here. Okay, so the newer generation of the the second generation, the newer model of the second gen, it comes with the back case here a little polished. Okay, whereas the first batch of the second gen is like so, it's like this sort of grayish texture here. So I don't know. I love these watches. I can't say that I love the first gen better than the second gen. I love these two watches, but there's something special about the first gen, and that's exactly the fact that it's a little slightly thinner than the second gen there. So if you check that out, see, let's grab the caliper here. I'm sorry about that, and see what we get there. So the second gen, the newer model. So this is exactly 15 or around 15 millimeters thick, whereas the first gen, there's an indentation there. I don't know if you get it in the video there, but the bezel seems to be protruding around the crystal. So if you don't take into account that sort of indentation, what you have to do is press in the bezel, and then you measure a little more accurate the depth of this watch, and it's around 13 millimeters. So this is about 2 millimeters thinner than the second generation. Okay, so that's why I prefer the first gen over the second gen Aqualand. There's a tiny difference as well. In, like I said before, this one, the first gen is 120 click. The second gen is only 60 click watch. And of course, there's a difference, well, a substantial difference in the module. This is a revised version of this module, the module C022 or C02X, right? Because there's 4 different modules. Well, for I'm not talking about the I have a watch here. I'm not talking about the titanium version. I'm talking about the stainless steel versions. There are basically 4 modules here: the 20, 21, 22, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay. This module, on the other hand, is the CS500. That's an Miyota movement. CS00 or C500. I think when Citizen manufactured this watch, you know, when they put the movement inside this case, the Miyota movement, which belongs to Citizen, became C500. Okay, but if you purchase that movement, because it was possible to purchase that movement before, like 5 years back, that movement was referenced CS00. So the 5 changed for an S, okay, or an S changed for a 5, okay. But it's a Miyota movement anyway, and they work differently. These two watches don't operate the same way, okay. So there's a bunch of differences here between the two watches, the way they operate, but they are both reliable. And let me show you. You know that this is the watch I love the most from like all the watches that I own. This is my favorite watch over the Tunas, Seiko Tunas, over the Swatch watches, over the SKX, over the Hyper Aqualand. This is the watch I love the most. This is the all titanium watch. All titanium. This is a C028. This is like this module here, C028, is a little more popular than the C026. So if you happen to own a C026, well, take care of it. Don't sell it, because it's really, really rare nowadays. I purchased this watch in Brazil. I had to order this watch from like someone in Brazil, so they kindly sent it over to me. It was pretty damaged here. I mean, not damaged, but it was like dirty. There was a little bit of hair here. Someone had a hair pull, stuff like that. So I had to clean it up, and then I disassembled the module. I cleaned the entire module as well. But this watch I try not to wear because I keep it in the box there. It's all original. It's working perfectly. Original strap as well. Pretty comfortable. Some people don't like it. I love it. The original box as well. This is a tiny box. So if you compare this tiny box with the newer JP 2000 box, there's a substantial difference as well between the two. That one's a little longer, and a little thinner as well, way thinner, etc., etc. And the important thing as well is that I own the original manual. So these manuals are very, very hard to come by. You're not gonna get these manuals like easily. And there was as well a water-resistant test that it was performed on the watch. So test 1 passed. The depth here is 20.456 bar, which is around 200 meter. Water resistance, it passed the test pretty well. This is a watch I'm gonna keep in my collection. I will never get rid of this watch. And I replaced everything here. The rubber seals. So there's a couple of rubber seals here in the crown, or around the crown. 2 here, 2 there, 2 per, like each button contains 2 rubber seals as well, and the back seal as well. I've never taken this watch in the water. I mean, diving, and I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about. I want to let you know about that and point out the difference between these two modules. Not the modules, but you know, the hardware here you find here. The fact that this is the first gen is 120 clicks, and the second gen is only 60 clicks there. Both reliable, both beautiful tool diving divers watches. I love them both. Okay guys, see you in the next one. And by the way, just a quick comparison between the Aqualand and the brand new SKX here. Just to compare the size of these watches, the SKX seems to be a little, well, both thicker, and is it larger? No, I think the log to log from the the Aqualand is a little larger, but if you compare the dials, see here the actual size of the bezel, the SKX is way larger than this bezel. Okay guys, thank you so much and see you in the next one.